Because what you've got to be careful of is some of that, the bone might be just sitting there.
I can promise you, in the last whatever, there's been water coming up.
Yeah,
the high tide's been coming up and washing it down. And
that's what's happened with this. This has been exposed for a while.
Yeah.
And this has worn this down.
What's happened in the last these rocks haven't been exposed. Yeah. We think. 30, 40, 50 years.
Okay.
Because this is the sand used to come up to about here.
Mm.
Oh, we've never seen, and I've been here since '68, coming here surfing. And you used to come down the stairs and you look to the left, and there was this little rock thing here, just sticking out, and the rest of it was sand.
I've tried to work what this out, just what we're looking at here, and I'm not an expert at cetaceans. I sent an email saying that Dr Fitzgerald is the expert, our expert on cetaceans, and he's the guy that he didn't discover, a surfer discovered at Janjucetus, the holotype of Janjucetus, which is the only skull of its type in the world. Which is why we're really interested in whales along here. I don't know if you know it, but this stretch of the coast along here is just so important, because this is where the Baleen whales evolved. You know, all the modern minke whales as filter feeders, like the blues and stuff, and they evolved from whales with teeth. The Janjucetus that was found at Janjucetus is one of these baleen whales before it had baleen. It's got fish and squid eating teeth. Now what we can do with this, unfortunately the skull is the most identifiable part of the body on a whale, the skull and the ear bones. But we have got some vertebra of Janjucetus, and we can, hopefully got enough material here to compare it with Janjucetus and maybe be able to identify it that way. Yep. I don't know what these little pieces are here, but what I'm thinking we've got here is the backbone up around the cervicals, the neck, and it's going this way, okay? And these things here are probably the cervical ribs, the ribs that come out of the neck vertebra. We may be looking at the bottom of it, underneath it, because what happens is you get a centrum of the vertebra, like a big cotton reel, and then you've got processes, and the backbone, the spinal cord goes between the two. They might be in the rock underneath, and you're looking at sort of like the bottom of the cotton reels here. Can't tell until it's all cleaned up. We might be able to see.
Oh, it was perfectly clean here the other day.
Some of these,
Even us amateurs could see that looks like a vertebrae.
This is getting, I think, close to the head, and this might even be the start of the back of the head. Like I said, I'm not an expert on whales. I deal mainly in dinosaurs and megafauna and stuff like that, you know. But it's certainly a good specimen. And worth. It'd be great if we found this bit here. You know,
might be.
We'll have a bit of a look today, I think. A bit of a scout round now that's scoured out, and who knows. Right, anyway, okay.
I would have taken it.
Just look for any loose pieces on there, and if there is, we'll just glue them in. You know what these things are, what I reckon? That's the head of the cervical ribs, and they're all going in, so they're probably all complete, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's these things, but they're angled in there.
Okay, so that mightn't be the base of the head then.
No, we're still at the neck.
Yeah, neck there.
But you can see how they're angled that way, so the head's there.
That way.
There's the head here. We found maybe half a dozen whale vertebrae, big ones like that, just sort of sticking out of the shore platform. But it's hard to get stuff that's articulated all in the place where they, you know, as it was in life. Which is why we just have to keep looking, you know. But we worked out statistically that the real good whale finds have been found about once every 30 years along here. And a lot of that's luck, just how the erosion works, and it's also people spotting them. You know, in the old days there were fewer people walking around here knowing what they were doing, which is why it's good that the locals in an area with the fossils learn to know what to look for. We might have a look underneath it and then stick it on the sling. I don't think we have to do any more to it. The range is there. Zip.
No.
Not so much in the last 5 years.
It's a bit exposed.
Up on the website.
What about the end? I've got it. No. Ah, yes. Ronald. Oh, yeah, there is a little bit right here, exposed on this end here. What about up on your end? I've got it here.
Doesn't seem to be.
That seems to be complete then. There's just a little bit right on the end here.
Yep.
That's all.
Right, lay her down.
Yep.
How's that?
Stretcher.
Yeah.
Half time. See what some footballers don't get treated this way. Yeah.
How you going? You want to get round there?
Hang on. What are you doing? Laying down?
Well, ready?
It's not nice.
Yeah.
Whoops, daisy.
Okay. Let's see if 6 people can do this.